Hey everybody, Rifter here. So today, the biggest thing we're going to be going over in this gameplay is just sort of my thoughts while I'm playing Medic, just kind of what I'm looking for, what I'm thinking. You notice right there at the top right, that's your kill feed. I noticed that we got 3 kills right out of the gate. For me, that signifies that, we're in an advantage, we're in a place where I can probably push up. The enemy sniper isn't headshotting my entire team, and upward snipers are a really big thing that's important to look out for. As a medic, the primary thing that I'm always thinking about is who can headshot me? You know what I'm saying? Or who can take me out? I'm looking for enemies. And the better thing than looking for enemies is not seeing enemies. So if I'm in a situation where, I'm looking behind me right now, while this pyro is fighting this pyro, I'm not looking at my pyro because I'm already healing him. There's no need for me to be looking at him. My beam goes a lot farther than a lot of people get it credit for. So I'm looking for that spot, because that spy that's going to come kill me, that sniper that's going to kill me, those are the two classes that tend to end up killing you the most. Those are really high skilled players. They're going to go after you in situations where your teammates are fighting, when they think you're distracted. So that's why I got my back to a wall. I'm looking around. So while my team's fighting their team, I'm looking for that spy up there, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't drop an Uber or drop any of my teammates. I think the one thing that was really cool about this game and this gameplay was just the amount of crossbow kills and just kind of crossbow work that I got to get in and get done here. The crossbow is pretty kind of like high risk, high reward in a way, because like if you're not landing your crossbow shots, then you're not gaining your Uber charge, you're not overhealing your teammates. So a lot of times it's a lot preferable to just use your regular medigun. Make sure you're healing your teammates. But in specific situations where you think that it's a lull in the combat and you can get a quick crossbow off, or if the other thing the crossbow is especially great at is not saving that soldier that just fell off the cliff for some random reason. Okay, all right, yeah. But the thing that the crossbow I think it really excels at is like keeping you in an even longer far away position than you would have to be to heal. So like in a really nasty choke point where you don't even want to be close enough to actually heal the person, you can just spam your crossbows in there, your cross bolts if you were. I think the thing that's really cool about your crossbolts too is that just how much healing they do, and when they get random crits like that, just how much damage they do. It's kind of cool when there's like fighting going on, when your teammates are just kind of off in the middle of nowhere like mine are right now. You can still just kind of sit back, you can watch the battlefield, just kind of take things at your own pace. You can just be chill, and then you can just kind of fire bolts in there. If it hits an enemy, you're doing anywhere between 50 and 70 damage to the enemy, and if you're not hitting them, then you're hitting your own teammates most likely, and you're getting a good sometimes 100 plus healing. Usually 70 plus, sometimes 100 if they're especially low on your allies, and it can really save you in some crucial situations. Right there, the pop there was actually for that soldier. I was going to try and get in there and flash him because I kind of realized what was going on, but I was just a second too late. I didn't think that he would actually get popped in right there, and I thought that would be a really good situation to Uber in, just because I could flash it on 3 or 4 teammates. We could get a couple really crucial kills and we would have been able to push forward there. And it almost worked out for us. If I had just been able to flash a soldier, I think we definitely would have been okay there in that push, and we're still going to be fine. Right now, like I said, you notice how much I'm just looking behind me. I almost am looking behind me more than I'm looking in front of me. But I haven't been stabbed this entire game, and I haven't died in this entire push so far, so it's working out pretty well for me for the most part. Usually you saw a little bit of a spy or me dancing around with the scout a little bit earlier. I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I think one of the really cool things too about Medic is just how survivable you are. That health regen that you have, and your ability to kind of just pluck arrows at your enemies and just get a lot of work done, as you're kind of seeing me do right here. It makes it so that you can, a lot of times, if you're just even if you're just hitting your A and your D key, moving back and forth, you can get a lot of work done if somebody's trying to kill you. And as long as you have teammates that are kind of doing their job, you can usually stay alive for a good little bit. Right here, you see us, we just capture the point and we're pushing up. My teammates, I had 2 or 3 teammates that I was with that were pushing up, so I decided to trust them, and we're going to go for it and see if we can push them back even further, and hopefully we have a scout that'll go push the cart, and we can get things all pushed up here. Pop there was a good Uber on me. I was too far forward, but as far as not dying and me continuing to stay alive, it was a good Uber. Luckily, the amount that we've been able to push forward here has allowed my engineer to push up a little bit, kind of just teasing that heavy and that spy, trying to keep him away from my engineer while he sets up this sentry. Because if we can kind of secure this point right now, it'll be a really good stepping stone to pushing into the rest of this point for the rest of the game. We're actually on a really good pace for Upward right now, and this is just a regular pub game if I didn't mention that already. It's not a 9v9 Highlander or anything like that, so just a good old casual game. And the biggest thing that I just remember what I said earlier that I'm focusing on is just kind of trying to stay alive. I'm looking for threats. So spies there, I'm looking for that. But I'm also not really being afraid to take engagements or anything like that. Unfortunately, there were 2 spies there and one was watching for me. So I was trying to help my engineer out. I unfortunately got backstabbed by someone else. Not too much that you can really do about that sometimes. I guess you could say that I should have been paying a little bit more attention or being a little bit less aggressive, but a lot of my team was pushed forward and I thought it was just a single spy. So that's just something to note for myself now, is to just think, you know, there's multiple spies. I need to be really careful about who I'm being with. But my team seems to be pretty vigilant as well, which is good. Everyone's being pretty vigilant. So right now, while we're pushing into this last point in Upward, I think the most important thing is that I'm keeping my sniper overhealed up to 185 so that he doesn't get headshot by another sniper. And you can see that he's been doing a lot of work for me this entire game. I've been keeping him overhealed, so he's been winning those sniper 1v1s for the most part. He'd probably be doing it without my help, but he's still doing a pretty darn good job. So right here, I'm just kind of sit in this back corner. Remember what I said earlier about how good the crossbow is at just super long distances. Unfortunately, they all die before I can even get a crossbolt off, but even if I was healing them, it wouldn't have made a difference. But if I was able to get a crossbolt off on them there, it would have actually probably saved someone's life. So my team is dead, and I think about going for another crossbolt, but I decide not to, and I just back up. So there you see I was able to get out, even though my teammates pretty much all died there, and I get a cheeky little crossbolt kill. Pretty cool as well. So now I'm just continuing to charge my Uber. I'm going to fire arrows in every so often whenever I can. Try and get a quick, easy 70 damage. It only takes a couple frames to switch to your crossbolt. Fire a good arrow into the enemy team, you do 70 damage to somebody, and then you're good to go. So me turning around pays off for me there. I avoid the stab on the spy, but I get an unlucky random crit from that Demoman's pipe, and once again, kind of nothing that you can really do about that. I feel a little bad for overhealing that spy, but it's, you know, it's whatever. You can't do so much about some of the random things that happen in TF2, and I got a random crossbolt on an enemy earlier in the game that he must have been pretty upset about, so I guess it's only fair that karma comes and bites me a little bit. So land a sick arrow over there for 150 healing, and get my I think on that pyro actually, to get him overhealed a little bit. Now I'm just kind of sitting back in my spot. I'm not really seeing anything that can mess with me or any threats. So I decided to kind of put myself on the cart a little bit, tell my team like, hey, there's somebody over here, help me out. And then they all just kind of jump on the cart. We all just go for it. That's pretty much it. That was pretty much my thinking this entire game. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. I hope, let me know if this is something that you kind of want to see more of. It's just my thoughts as medic. There's a lot more things that I can talk about with different Uber charges and, you know, different weapons and items and stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.